Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to BSGL Primetime, our first installment since the All-Star break, as the Minnesota Moose travel to Atlanta to take on the Legends. As here is Shammy Mix, top of the key. He's going to Cy Gilbert, who's pulling a quick three very beginning of the game. It does miss, rebounded by Reggie George. This is a battle of some of the best forwards in the league as Reggie George goes down the lane, and that one looked like it might have gotten blocked by Gilbert, who whipped it out to Hanlon, who's now driving inside. So he's going to drop it into Farmer. Farmer getting double teamed back out to Hanlon for three. He is wide open and he knocks it down as the Moose start out the game with two quick threes, only one of them falling, but still a 3-0 lead as I got a little choked up there. As like I said, two of the best forwards in the game, Reggie George and Cy Gilbert, going head-to-head. This is definitely a tough matchup for rookie power forward Darren Simpson having to work against Cy Gilbert. As let's see how Banks can handle Reggie George this game. As here's Banks driving in on Reddish, throwing up a layup with the left hand, no good. And Reggie is there for another rebound as he's whipping it up to Marks. How about another mid-range jumper for Marks? No good. He's already 0 for 2. His mix goes to Hanlon. Hanlon working on George into the corner as he's headed down to the block, pulls a little fadeaway shot, no good, and it's rebounded by Harms as he couldn't quite get the handle on it. And it goes out of bounds, and it will be Moose ball as the Legends are still missing Bumgarner, who got hurt way early in the season, and he still has not returned, which is why Matt Harms is in that starting role today. So let's see how well he can fill the shoes. So far, he's not been doing too terrible as Hanlon's going to pull yet another three, and it's no good. As a lot of threes again being shot here for the Moose as George brings it up again, goes to Marks. Marks is going to pull a three from the corner, and Marks is now 0 of 3 from the floor. There's not a lot of offense here early, but they are getting shots up quite frequently as here's Hanlon working on George, driving right side, looking around, going into Farmer, who has the mismatch against Reddish. He drop steps, picks up his dribble, goes back out to Hanlon, just 6 seconds on the clock. Gilbert's going to come up and screen on George, and the Hanlon is going to have to fire a mid-range jumper. He got wide open there, but it's no good, and Harms another rebound. As if you're a Moose fan, you got to think, why is Farmer not scoring there in the post? As apparently Hanlon's already shot the ball 4 times as well. As here's Marks in the corner. He shot the ball quite a few times. He's going to shoot the three, and another miss, but Harms the rebound. He goes up, and he misses the putback, or the second chance points. So now here come the Moose again, as Banks lays one in off the slick feed from Shammy Mix. As now here comes Reddish down the court. As I'm kind of hoping Luigi gets into this game. He's over there on the Moose bench as the Legends need a timeout. Like I said, Luigi is on the Moose bench as he was drafted in the second round. He was a custom prospect from last year's draft. Was drafted in the second round. It was not picked up by the team that drafted him. I don't even remember who drafted him, but like I said, he didn't get picked up as Farmer sends that one back. Marks really cannot find his mark here, as he gets blocked right there. And Banks brings it the other way, but I don't know that I've seen Luigi in action yet, and I really want to. As here's Farmer posting up the rookie Simpson. So he's going to drop step and lay it in on the hook shot. Just too much power there from Farmer. As the Legends come the other way, Moose already up 7-0. As the Moose right now sit pretty high up in the Western Conference standings. I know they're in the top 3. I'm not entirely sure where they're at in the top 3, but definitely somewhere up there with how much we simulate. It's hard to keep up with exactly where everybody's at, but I do know that they're up there as Marks finally knocks one down. He's taking more shots than the rest of his team combined, as I'm pretty sure Harms is the only one that's even taken a shot, and it was on that offensive rebound as Mix goes inside, and oh my lord, Farmer, take it easy, big dog. A windmill on a putback. I'm going to have to show a quick replay of that. Good lord. That was disgusting. As now here's Marks inside to Harms, who goes out to Simpson, now out to George. Marks now driving inside. He's going to go up, righty layup, no good. Farmer another rebound, as I did not know that animation was even in the game. Good God, what a slam there from Farmer. As now Moose back on offense, already up 7 points. As here's Gilbert hitting the screen, or setting the screen for Hanlon, who brings it back out against George. Now looking inside for Gilbert, he's got him. He's posting up Reddish as he goes inside with the right hand, got the inside positioning, and easily scores. Already a 9-point lead here for the Moose. As you can see, Cy Gilbert's numbers over the years. Now here's Marks working the ball yet again. He's doing the bulk of this Legends offense here so far, as that is not exactly who I'd want to be running my offense through, as he's getting a screen from Marks, pulls the mid-range jumper, and it's no good, as the coverage on most of these has been wide open. He just keeps missing as Banks goes down the lane and punches one home with 2 hands. Legends might need another timeout here. They're already down 11 points. As here's Marks again, this time going to Reddish, who goes to Simpson in the corner. Simpson some pass fakes back up to Harms, who's looking around, and he's going back to Marks. Marks over to Reddish yet again, goes to Simpson, 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Going to need to find something here, as he's going to find George, top of the key, who pulls the 3, and it's no good, and Farmer has yet another rebound as he goes out to Banks. As he's working it inside, little spin move on Marks, goes inside to Gilbert, who puts it up with the left hand, up and over Simpson. And this is a Moose clinic here so far, an absolute bloodbath here for the Legends at home, as they need yet another timeout, and they've got to get something going. They've only scored 2 points. So the trade acquisition, Ronald from the Sting, will check in. He was traded earlier this season to Atlanta, as he goes down the lane and puts in a tough layup amongst the trees, as now the Moose backups have come in, all except for Gilbert, and it looks like the Legends have a brand new 5 on the floor. As here is Kellogg at the top of the key as he goes over to Love. The Kellogg was also acquired in a trade for the Moose with the Townhawks. And I talked about this in an earlier video, but it seems like it's worked out for the Moose, as I thought that he'd done a lot better than what he had, as Gilbert throws one down inside off a great pass from Love. But Kellogg himself has been putting up good numbers, not as anywhere near as great as I thought he was. I thought he was putting up like all-star caliber numbers, which simply isn't true, but he's definitely been a really good 6-man, and they've had a lot of success since they traded for him, as Ronald pulls a mid-range jumper and does not have the same luck as he did with his layup, as now Holmes up to Benningfield, who's driving in on, who is that? Yeah, Walker Kimbrough, who is forced to foul. Now Benningfield will head to the line. First free throw for the lefty is good, as the second free throw is also good, so both good for Benningfield. It is 19-4 already for the Moose, as like I said, this has just been ugly, ugly, ugly. As Ronald goes to Walker Kimbrough, right wing. Now Price has it going to Robinson Earl over on the left wing, as he's driving back to the right, has plenty of room. He's going to pull a fading 3, as maybe that is why the Moose have had such problems, because he could easily just stopped and pop or even driven there. No need to really pull the moving fading 3. So he got horrible shot timing on it. Just 10 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Benningfield working on Ronald. He's going to go inside to Robinson, who drop steps, pump fakes, goes up with the right hand, then it just misses. He gets his own rebound. Robinson puts it in. Some good work there from the backup. Is now 2 seconds left in the quarter. Just enough time for a heave as Ronald puts it up from 3/4 court, and it just does rim out, as this game has not been close so far. The Moose lead 21-4 over the Legends. Ronald will bring it up here for the Legends as we begin quarter number 2. And the Legends already in a 17-point hole, as Ronald pulls another mid-range jumper, no good. Robinson another rebound, as here's Love driving inside on Walker Kimbrough, throws up a floater, and it's good, as this has been a tale of 2 shooting performances, as the Legends have had a lot of good mid-range looks that just haven't fallen, and it seems like the Moose cannot seem to miss here so far, as it is already a 19-point game. Walker Kimbrough driving right, working on Love, as he's going to pull the fadeaway jumper on one of the ugliest looking jumpers I've seen, and Holmes comes up with the rebound. Now Holmes bringing it the other way. He's picked up by Walker Kimbrough. He wings it over to Love. Swings, as now Holmes has it driving left. He's going to step back and pull the 3, and it's no good. The Moose luck maybe starting to die down, as if that one would have went in. I mean, they would have been hitting everything. As here's a shot inside, no good once again. What are the Legends thinking? Trying to go up and over the center was Adair, and he wasn't even close. So now here's Love driving right. He gets double teamed. He's going to go to Robinson, who flips it up and in. Moose continue to put in buckets. 25-4 is our score now, as Ronald brings it up and right, and he goes right past Benningfield, and now picked up by Kellogg, and now whips it out to Robinson Earl, who spins left, goes inside, puts it up with the left, no good, as it's flipped up, still fighting for the rebound, and Earl has it in the corner. He goes inside to Adair, who flips it up and in easily. A nice hustle play there from Robinson Earl to get his own rebound and whip it inside for the easy bucket. Lord knows they needed it. So that was just their third made field goal the whole game. And now here's Robinson working on Robinson Earl as he's going to drop step pump fake. Got him with the move, but still decides not to go up. Now decides to go up and misses. As I don't know why you wouldn't go up after, the dude was on his way down. As here is Adair going inside to Price, who puts it up and in. And the Legends have already scored as many points in this quarter as they have in the last quarter, as it is now 25-8. As here is Love getting a screen. Now he comes to the right, goes inside, and it's blocked by Walker Kimbrough. All right, here come the Legends. Ronald moving it the other way. He goes inside to Robinson Earl, who puts it up, and the Legends have another bucket. And all of a sudden, it's just a 15-point game, as it's looking like some starters are going to check back in for both teams here at any time. Is now Love working it over to Benningfield, who's getting a screen from Robinson, as Robinson Earl picks up Benningfield as he swings it inside to Kellogg, who throws it up. No good, and Price the rebound. Some good defense by Price to force the miss. Here's Walker Kimbrough coming the other way. Love is going to stop ball. Good, nice job there from Love to stop the transition. As Robinson Earl now goes to Ronald and sets the screen. Ronald off the Robinson Earl screen. Pump fakes top of the key. Doesn't go nowhere to go with it. Goes inside to Robinson Earl, who puts it up and just has it roll off the rim. Rebounded by Robinson. Whips it out to Love. Love bringing it the other way. Picked up by Walker Kimbrough. He's putting on all sorts of crossovers. Goes inside with the to the right, flips up the floater, no good, gets his own rebound, puts it up, no good again, as Price comes up with the board, and Walker Kimbrough now has it, as he goes up to Ronald, who pulls the three, no good. Robinson Earl the rebound, and he throws it down with two hands. A nice offensive rebound and second chance points there for Robinson Earl, as he threw down a man's jam, and the Moose need a timeout. So the Legends definitely seem like they have a little bit more life here in the second quarter, but it's been their bench that has been the key that's mostly responsible for these points. I don't know what I was trying to say there, as Gilbert now has it on the right wing, getting a screen from Farmer as he goes into Farmer, who whips it back out to Hanlon. It looked like Farmer had a good look. Now Gilbert guarded by Harms puts it up, no good, and George the rebound, as now he is coming the other way with a full head of steam, picked up by Farmer as he gets stopped, drops it inside to Harms, who punches down a two-handed jam. And all of a sudden, it's down to just an 11-point game. A nice job there from Georgia to get the rebound and make the pass. It's 25-14 is our score. Here's Mix on the left side driving against Marks as he brings it back out, just probing around as he's going to throw it up to Banks, top of the key, as he was just inside the line, but knocks down the long jumper to make it 27-14 as Marks brings it up for the Legends. Marks gives it to Harms, top of the key, as he gives it right back to Marks, gets a screen from George. Now over to Harms on the right side. Harms looking inside for George, as now Harms is going to get a screen from George, as he does not look like he belongs handling the ball. 4 seconds left on the clock. He has to give to George, who goes out to Marks, who steps way back for three. No good, and George the rebound as he throws it up. A weird little shot there from George, just kind of falling like parallel with the basket as he gets it to go. Nonetheless, as here's Mix, another jumper for Banks. He's wide open again, and he knocks it down, as there's being some pretty key screens set by the Moose big man, getting Banks open for shots, and he is doing a good job knocking them down, as that is just something that works some nights and others it doesn't. As a nice inside pass there from Marks. Never mind, it gets stolen away by Banks. Is now up to Hanlon. He drives inside, spins, puts that up with the left, and he made Reddish look silly there as he puts it in. Rakeem Hanlon with a gorgeous move, as you can see his numbers here on this season, as these Legend starters are once again getting beat up by this Moose opening unit. As here's a jumper from Simpson in the corner just inside the line. It does rim out. Just the rookie's first shot attempt on the night, as now Mix brings it the other way. He's driving on Marks back towards the middle, gives it off to Hanlon, who's now looking around as he gives to Gilbert, right wing, who drives right against Simpson, puts it up with the left, and one. Foul goes against Simpson, and one for Cy Gilbert, who's definitely excited about it as he heads to the line. So Gilbert's free throw is up and good, no doubt about it for Cy Gilbert, as now Marks whips it over to Reddish, who will bring it up for the Legends. He's on the left wing, already looking around, not a whole lot of movement. He goes to George, who whips it over to Marks, as now Marks is harassed by Banks, and he does come up with the ball as he lost it there for a second, as now George has it in the corner working against Banks. He's driving towards the middle, And oh my lord, a ferocious jam from Reggie George, who drove straight at the hole against Banks. He went towards the middle of the floor and whipped it around to throw it down with both hands against Banks, and one for Reggie George as he puts in the free throw. That was a monster poster for Reggie George as he brings it down to 16 yet again. As now Banks is on the right wing for the Moose. Cy Gilbert setting a screen as he's driving down the middle, pulls up from the mid-range and couldn't quite hit it as George comes up with the rebound. He just took it away from Farmer as he's trying to drive against Banks. He gets a screen from Harms. He's going left towards the middle into Harms, who punches another jam home as George and Harms have found each other for a couple of slams, and it's gotten it down to just a 14-point game. 10 seconds left in the half. Here's Mix getting a screen from Banks. So he's got George on him with 6 seconds. He goes over to Hanlon, 5 seconds on the clock. Hanlon's getting a screen from Gilbert as he puts up a deep three, and it is no good. So it will be a 14-point Moose lead going into the half as they lead over the Legends 35-21. Into the second half we go as Marks will bring it up for the Legends as they are still trailing by 14 after that awful first quarter as he gets a screen from George, goes up inside and just flips it up and over Farmer for a nice bucket there from Marks as it's down to a 12-point game as the Legends still going to need quite a bit of firepower here in the second half to come back from this deficit. As here's Hanlon working on the right side, going to Mix at the top of the key as Gilbert comes up to screen as Mix goes right side, pulls up from the mid-range. It's no good, and Harms comes up with a pretty good board. Harms goes out to Reddish, who drives left, bringing it up for his team, goes inside to Harms as Harms throws down that signature two-handed tomahawk jam, his third of the game. And for the first time in a long time, it is a 10-point game. As here's Mix, top of the key, another screen from Gilbert. He's driving right again. As now Harms and Simpson both defending as he whips it out to Banks. Banks guarded by George. He's driving right along the three-point line as he goes into Gilbert, who has the mismatch on Marks as George comes in to try to help, and he forces the miss, but Farmer the rebound, and Farmer gives it right back to Gilbert, who's being triple-teamed inside as he puts it up and in somehow over Harms, spun around Marks and George, and then put it over Harms. So a gorgeous play there from Cy Gilbert, and a second chance points nonetheless. So now Simpson has it for the Legends outside. He goes to Marks, who crosses over and drives back left, who goes out to Harms. Now Simpson into the corner to Reddish. Back out to Harms. Legends just moving it around as Marks has it with 3 seconds left. Trying to do something against Mix. Puts it up in the mid-range. No good, and Farmer comes up with a board. As that was a pretty crap possession there from the Moose, or Legends. As now Mix has it driving left off the screen from Farmer. Pulls up in the mid-range again. No good, but Gilbert there for the rebound, and more second chance points for Cy Gilbert, as that is not something you can be allowing, especially from trying to come from behind. As now here is Harms inside, or outside. So he's going to give the George, who goes to Marks in the corner. The three is no good. Farmer another rebound as Marks' shooting percentage is really hurting the Legends. As Banks goes inside, no good. And guess who's there for the rebound? It's Farmer as Simpson fouls again as Gilbert goes up on the second chance effort, but that I don't know if that was offensive interference or not on Farmer, who tried to put back the dunk, tried to have a putback dunk himself, and definitely brought the rim down quite a bit, as that might have helped Gilbert put it in, but nothing called by the referees as Gilbert knocks down his free throw, and the Moose are back up 17. As I was at a little bit of a loss for words there for a second, as here is Ronald working left against Benningfield. He's going to give it off to Walker Kimbrough, who's just inside the three-point line, throws it inside to George, who puts it up with the right hand. An easy bucket for Reggie George as the Legends get another one to fall. As once again, if it wasn't for that awful first quarter, they may be in the lead if they would have played half decent. As now here is Love getting a screen from Gilbert. He drives back right and steps out of bounds. A pretty boneheaded play there from Love. I don't know if he just wasn't thinking about it or what, as he steps on the line and turns it over. Now here is Walker Kimbrough working it for the Legends, top of the key. He's driving right Now gives it up to Ronald, who's way outside, who gets a screen from Price as he goes inside, and Ronald punches it home with both hands as the little man elevates for the nice jam. A pretty gorgeous slam there from Ronald as it's a 13-point game. As Love working against Walker Kimbrough, getting a screen from Kellogg and from Gilbert as he's now driving right. Goes inside, puts up a little one-legged running fader, and guess who's there for the offensive rebound and second chance points? It is Cy Gilbert, who was doing the brunt of the work inside for the Moose. As now here is Ronald outside, giving it to Price, who gives it to Walker Kimbrough. Into the corner for George. As George right back to Walker Kimbrough, who is cutting inside, and an easy layup there for the Legends, as they've got to keep getting more and more quality shots if they want to get back in this one. Just 3 minutes here to play in the third quarter. As Love, a screen from Gilbert, he's driving right against Robinson Earl as Price comes over to double, now leaves. As Love looking inside for Gilbert, who has the mismatch against Walker Kimbrough. Love doesn't look like he wants to give it up, finally does, and with 2 seconds left, Gilbert has to pull the fadeaway, and he knocks it down. As the shot clock expired, Cy Gilbert is putting on a show here in Atlanta, and he's got his team up 15 to show for it. So Walker Kimbrough brings it up yet again for the Legends as Love is defending left side. He goes to George, top of the key. Now Ronald, who gets a screen from George and goes inside, puts the layup up with a left hand, and an easy bucket there for the Legends. So it is now 46-33. Still a pretty big hole to climb out of here with 2:28 to go in the third. So here's Love, guarded by Walker Kimbrough, driving right off the screen from Kellogg, puts it up with a left hand, as it is an easy layup for Love, and it's back to a 15-point game as Ronald brings it up for the Legends. He gets a screen from Robinson Earl, driving left inside against Mix, and Mix goes across the body to get the block on the layup from Ronald as Love races down the court for the other way. Guarded by Walker Kimbrough, he does a half spin, goes inside to Mix, who pump fakes, goes up and misses. As Walker Kimbrough comes up with the board, throws it over to Ronald. Ronald, the left side, going into the corner, goes inside to Earl, who puts it up with the right hand, no good. Kellogg, the rebound, who whips it up to Love, who's coming down the court hot again. He's still driving right, goes in or outside to Mix in the corner, who gets a screen from him, puts up the mid-range jumper, no good, as he faded away quite a bit, and Cy Gilbert gets called for a loose ball foul. So Walker Kimbrough brings it up for the Legends, guarded by Love as he drives right around him left, puts up the floater, and it will fall. It's a nice bucket from Walker Kimbrough. Is it still a 13-point deficit? I feel like I've said that all quarter with 1:20 to go. Here is Mix as he goes inside to Gilbert, who's wide open inside, puts it up with the right on the soft touch, and it falls as here is Ronald bringing it up one more time for the Legends. 1 minute to go in the third as he spins around Mix, goes inside. His floater is also good. So the Legends really doing a lot of work inside as both teams doing a lot of their damage right at the rim and having quite a bit of success with it. Good Lord. As here's Mix looking around, goes to Holmes, top of the key, who goes over to Gilbert on the left side. Gilbert to Robinson as he goes back inside to Gilbert, who got the rookie on the back cut as he throws it down with the left hand as Cy Gilbert is going crazy here in Atlanta. As here's Ronald, top of the key, hitting the screen from Harms. He's driving left on Mix, now at about the free throw line. Goes inside to Harms, who goes up and is fouled by Mix. So Harms will head to the free throw line. So his first free throw is good. Second free throw also good for Harms. Back down to a, you guessed it, 13-point game. So it's 52-39. Mix looking around top of the key. He's got all sorts of cutters as he's driving left on Ronald now. Going over to Banks for a long two, and it will just rim out. Simpson the rebound. 14 seconds on the clock here in the third as Ronald drives right inside. Got a lot of people on him. He goes out to Simpson, who is wide open but passes up to hold for last shot. Is now in the corner as Marks. He gets a screen from George, pulls the three, and knocks it down with 0.8 seconds left to go. It is down to a 10-point game as Mix's heave does miss, but I don't think he got it up in time anyway. So still a comeback needed for the Legends here going into the fourth, but it's just 10 points. It's definitely possible. but definitely improbable as we head into the fourth. So here is Banks bringing it up for the Moose as they will start with the ball here in the fourth. He's working on George as he's putting all sorts of moves on. Now spins, goes right around both of them, are both men as Harms stopped him and comes up with the rebound on the missed mid-range jumper. Now George bringing it the other way. So he's guarded by Farmer. Now Mix as he goes to Harms, top of the key, who goes to Simpson over to Reddish in the corner. There's now all sorts of screens being set as Reddish has it in the corner again. Oh my lord. What in the world just happened? Reggie George just airmailed a pass to Harms, and it sails out of bounds as that will be Moose ball. Is a pretty costly turnover there for the Legends, who every possession counts for him now with the clock ticking in the fourth. Already 6:20 to go as here's Mix driving right, getting all the way inside as he drops it off to Farmer, who just lays it up and in. A gorgeous feed there from Mix as Farmer gets an easy bucket, and it's back up to a 12-point lead as that might have been a 4-point swing there for the Legends on the George turnover. As Marks now has it top of the key, he goes, on the left wing, who goes to George, top of the key, who goes inside to Harms, back to Reddish, to George in the corner, who drives in, and that one's blocked by Farmer. A good block there from Farmer as he gives it up to Banks, who goes inside to Hanlon, who punches home a two-handed jam. Cocked it back behind the head and threw it down as it's looking like the Moose are looking to run away with it here in the fourth. This starting unit for the Moose has been destroying the Legend starters pretty well all game as Marks drives left into the corner, gives it up to Harms, who goes up, and a foul is instantly called on Robinson because I don't think that was called a shooting foul or anything. So an off-ball foul for the Moose. So now Harms will inbound here as it's given up to Marks. It looks like Kellogg is checked in for Gilbert for the Moose, and a couple subs for the Legends as well. As now Reddish inside to Harms, who puts it up, and that one's blocked away by Farmer as well. So back-to-back blocks for Vernon Farmer. Yeah, he is definitely an enforcer here for the Moose, and it shows here so far as he sends that one back. Now Harms will inbound underneath the bucket. 13 seconds on the shot clock. He goes out to George in the corner, who whips it right back into Harms, out to Price, top of the key, who goes to Marks. So Marks gets a screen from Price, driving right now, picked up by Farmer and all sorts of other people. So there's a lot of brown jerseys in there, and they come up with the rebound. As now Banks bringing it the other way. He's driving around Harms as he's going to go up with the reverse. A pretty hard foul there from Harms to make sure he can't get the bucket, and Banks will head to the line. First one for Banks does fall, as it's now a 15-point game, and he could make it a 16-point game with this second free throw, which is what he will do as it falls as well. As Marks bringing it up for the Legends, going to Harms, top of the key, giving it right back to Marks on the handoff as he drives right towards the middle, pulls the mid-range jumper, and another miss for Marks, who hasn't hit the broadside of a barn today, as the Legends are on another huge scoring drought here in the fourth. Exactly what they didn't need, as with 4:30 left, they're still down 16, and Mix just put up another mid-range jumper to make it 18, as that one falls for Mix. As the Moose are shooting over 50% with that bucket at 51. As now Marks looking around, he's going to get a screen from George as he goes left side inside to George, who puts it up and in. A pretty easy bucket there from George right at the hoop, as it is still a 16-point game, as the Moose took over there in those opening minutes and pretty much never looked back. As now Mix working on Marks as he's going to drive right into Harms, and he loses it out of bounds, but it will stay with the Moose, as I think it bounced off of Harms' knee. I just bumped my desk that I have my mic on, and somebody needs a timeout. I think it was the Moose. Kellogg will inbound for the Moose underneath the bucket as he looks around, goes inside to Farmer right underneath the bucket as he goes up and is fouled by Harms, so he will head to the line for two. The first one for Farmer is up and good on that weird little free throw motion that he does have. The second one is thrown up and also falls through the net, as nobody has missed a free throw yet this game. Has got to love the fundamental BSGL basketball where we hit free throws. As here's Reddish, who goes to Marks. I don't even know if Reddish has pulled a shot all game, but Marks is going to go ahead and miss another mid-range jumper for us as the Moose bring it the other way. Banks bringing it the other way as Marks is an incredible 3 for 16 so far this game as another pass sails out of bounds. So it will be Legends ball, as I guess both teams have now had a horrible pass like that. As here's a quick look at the Legends upcoming schedule. They've got 2 road games against the Sharks and Bison and their next 2. As Reddish brings it up for the Legends. So he goes over to Marks, who's driving right back towards the middle and then stops and spins, doing all sorts of moves to get down near the charge circle, puts a fadeaway jumper up and misses as Kellogg comes up with the rebound. Mix another rebound as he's now 3 of 17. As Hanlon driving inside, a little half spin, now back out to the wing as he goes to Mix, top of the key, who now looks around. Mix goes inside to Kellogg, who has the mismatch against Reddish, who goes up, puts it up with the right hand. Easy bucket for Kellogg as he stumbles into the camera crew. And it's a 20-point game, and I'd say this one is all but over. Well, let's see if Marks wants to miss any more jumpers before it is all said and done. As he's looking around, going to get a screen from George. As he puts a crossover on his man, starts heading towards the hoop. Now in the corner, he goes to Harms. 6 seconds left. George has the top of the key. Now Harms has it. As Harms goes into Marks into the corner, who pump fakes, puts up the 3, and just misses. He got the man on the pump fake, but still couldn't quite knock down the jumper. As 2:26 left in the game, here is Mix getting another screen from Farmer as he drops it off to him near the free throw line as he gives it back up to Mix, top of the key, who goes to Hanlon on the right side. Hanlon now looking around, he's going to drop it into Farmer, who pump fakes, goes up and over Haas, Harms, no good. And George the rebound, he whips it up to Marks, who's now bringing it the other way, driving on Hanlon, and that one's poked away by Farmer, but Marks ends up with it. As he brings it way out, and now Harms was looking for a screen, but Banks stripped it away, and Banks is headed the other way for a big one-handed jam, and it's a 22-point game, and I'd say that the scrub squads are probably going to come in for both teams here with a minute 50 left and a 22-point game. So like I said, these scrub squads did come in for the Moose, as Luigi has checked into a game, and that makes me very, very happy, and rookie Leo Preston has also checked in the game. He was their first-round draft pick that they actually did decide to sign. As here is Marks going inside, guarded by Luigi, no good. And Luigi comes up with the board. Heck yeah. Good defense and rebound there from Luigi. As now here is Jones, top of the key, guarded by Marks. He's going to get a screen as he's driving right around Robinson. Earl puts it up against Adair, no good. And Robinson Earl comes up with the rebound as here's Brantley driving the other way, as he is defended left wing, driving towards the corner. He's going to have to pick it up as he goes to Robinson Earl, who's definitely guarded by a smaller man, but not really using that, as he just pulls up for a mid-range jumper, no good. And Brantley, the rebound, who puts it up underneath the goal. A nice bucket there from Brantley here in garbage time. But always nice, as that's Jackson, not Jones. But always nice to get yourself a bucket just for a little confidence booster going into next game. As here is Jackson driving over to the right side, looking around. He's going to get a screen. Now stopping, top of the key, just not really doing a whole lot with it. Goes over to Holmes, who's also going to get a screen, who pulls the mid-range jumper. No good. Robinson Earl the rebound. So 35 seconds left in the game. Here is Bailey driving inside. Nobody back for the Moose, as maybe that's why these guys are playing in the garbage time, as he throws down an easy jam as it's down to just an 18-point game. But I don't think the comebacks is going to happen, as the Moose just have to pretty well throw up one more possession. Here's Robinson inside against Marks, backing him down, puts it up with the left hand, and an easy bucket there for Marks, as the Legends can now run out the clock, as there's just 15 left. So Bailey will just dribble it out here at the top of the key. So I was kind of hoping, we'd get a Leo Preston. Oh, never mind. Fields is going to miss one more jumper for us, as Robinson will dribble it out for the Moose. But I was kind of hoping we'd get to see a Luigi or Leo Preston bucket, just to see one of our prospects get one. But it's A-okay. They didn't play very long, so whatever. As that will do it for this game. The Minnesota Moose pretty well dominated the Atlanta Legends. The Legends had it down to 10 a couple times, but lose this one by 20, 68-48 in a blowout loss, as we will go ahead and head into our box score. Checking out the box score on the game, Reggie George led the way for the Legends, just 16 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 turnovers. Ronald also with 14 off the bench. Pretty nice game from him on just 17 minutes. As Harmers actually put in some pretty good work, the rookie out of Purdue, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists on 5 of 9 shooting. Definitely not too terrible, but not great for a starting center. As Marks had 12 on 5 of 31 shooting. That is pretty bad. He went 2 of 10 from the three-point line and didn't even shoot a free throw. That is just horrible. Walker Kimbrough put in 6. Robinson Earl with 6 points, 2 rebounds. Price with 4. Adair with 4. Brantley with 4. Bailey with 4. And then Reddish and Simpson both started. Simpson only took 2 shots. Reddish took 0. And, of course, both ended up with no points, as Simpson only grabbed 2 rebounds and Reddish only 2 assists. So maybe the Legends need to rethink some of their minutes and maybe put them towards guys like Robinson Earl, who grabbed 10 rebounds in 17 minutes, or guys like Ronald, who dropped 14 points in 17 minutes and was second in your team in scoring. But for the Moose, absolute clinic for Cy Gilbert, 48 points, 41 points, 8 rebounds. I always do that where I look at this and then I look at that and then I mix the two. But 41 points, 8 rebounds for Gilbert with 2 blocks, no turnovers, and 19 of 24 from the floor. 23 for Banks with 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. 13 and 22 for Farmer with 5 blocks, 12 for Hanlon, 10 for Robinson, 6, 5, and 5 for Love, 4, 2, and then 12 assists for Mix on just 2 of 12 shooting. And Kellogg came in and put in 4 points, 5 rebounds. So a pretty good game from a lot of players here on the Moose. Obviously, Cy Gilbert, the main one there. Here's some team stats if you care to look at those. But that is all the time I have for BSGL Primetime today. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, then please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know who you want to see in our next highlight reel and our next couple highlight reels before the season, and who you think all is going to make the playoffs. And there is still more than enough time to submit a prospect if you want to and haven't already, or even if you had, submit a second one, third one. I don't really care. But yeah, that is. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.